Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Coach CC here, and we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to show you everything they need to pack for a travel club volleyball tournament. I have a 3-day tournament this weekend that I'm coaching, so I'm going to show you everything that I'm bringing as a coach, but I'm also going to show you everything that you should bring if you are a player or a parent. I'm also going to talk a little bit about what to expect at a club volleyball tournament, so make sure to stay tuned for that. So let's jump right into it. First thing that I always suggest is having a packing list. I have a packing list on my phone. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen so that you guys can use it for yourself. It's just nice to have a checklist to make sure that you have everything that you possibly could need. Honestly, I tend to overpack for tournaments, but I like to be overprepared rather than underprepared. So I'm first going to show you everything that's in my volleyball bag. I'm obviously not playing this weekend. I am coaching this weekend, but I do have my own volleyball bag because I am still playing. Everything that's in my volleyball bag is basically going to be everything that players need to bring to a volleyball tournament. Now, the one thing that I don't have in here, which is the first thing that you should pack as a player, is going to be your jerseys. When it comes to the hierarchy of what you should pack for a volleyball tournament, you always want to pack your irreplaceables first. So that's going to be things like your club jerseys, your club warm-ups, the things that you can't just go out to a store and get. Because things like socks, spandex, knee pads, well, yes, those are important. If you do forget them, you can go out and buy some more. But your club jerseys, you usually can't just go out and buy those. So always pack those first, and always pack all of your volleyball jerseys. Even if your team has already agreed to wear one color, even if you're only going for one day, always bring all of them just in case, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know if another teammate's going to forget theirs. You never know if somebody's going to spill something on theirs. Always bring your extras because, again, you always want to be better safe than sorry. Now let's get into what's actually in my volleyball bag. First is the bag itself. My bag is from Lululemon. If you are playing club volleyball, then you are going to have a club issued backpack, so just use that. First thing is going to be your court shoes. My court shoes are from Rip It Sports, so if you're in the hunt for new volleyball shoes, I highly recommend Rip It Sports. Next, you're going to want to have non-court shoes. So these are going to be the shoes that you're wearing to and from the venue, because obviously you don't want to wear your court shoes outside, and they're just a little bit more comfortable to wear in between games. I have slip-on Crocs, but you can use slides, you can use Uggs, anything that's going to be comfortable for you. Next, of course, you're going to have your knee pads. I wear Mizuno, but again, any brand will do. It's going to be your knee braces or ankle braces or any other brace that you use, along with things like your arm sleeves or your elbow pads if you do use those as well. This thing that I have in here is going to be my touch-up bag. This basically has all of my personal hygiene items. I highly recommend having one for yourself where you can keep your deodorant, you can keep any Advil or Tylenol, you can keep any Biofreeze, you can keep your chapstick, extra hair ties, things like that. This cute little bag that my friend got me for my birthday, so I use this as my touch-up bag. So I have roll-on lidocaine, which is basically like Biofreeze. I have body wipes. You can also put face wipes or facial spray. Pre-wrap and athletic tape. You can also use KT tape. Sanitizer, Vaseline, extra hair ties, body spray, and then I also have feminine products. And if you're a player, this is also where I'd keep any of your personal medication. So if you're somebody that has an EpiPen or allergy medication, again, Advil and Tylenol, I have all of those, but those are in my coaching backpack, so I'll go over that when I go over what's in my coaching backpack. And in here, I also have my AirPods, I have gum, and then in my front pocket, I always have snacks. Now, depending on the venue, you might have a team table, you might have concessions at your venue. I think it's always good to just have other snacks on hand because you never know what your schedule is going to be like, so it's nice to just have things on your own. I need to do a snack restock, but I have a protein bar and just some chopsticks in mine. Now, these were things that I had in my coaching backpack, but they are still applicable to players, so I have a portable charger. Again, at venues, you never know if there's actually going to be an outlet available, and it's just nice to have something that's on the go, so I would highly recommend bringing a portable charger, and then obviously any charging cables that you need for your phone, your iPad, etc. Of course, you need a water bottle. For club volleyball tournaments, I would highly recommend getting a water bottle that has a closed top. Last thing you want is for your Stanley to spill at a volleyball tournament and get everywhere, so do not use a water bottle that just has an open straw. It's also nice to have one that has a closed lid because you can just throw it in your bag and you don't have to worry about it spilling. Other things that you're going to need, of course, are your spandex and your leggings. I would always recommend bringing at least 1 day's extra of everything. It's going to be your spandex/leggings, your sports bras, and your socks. Again, even if it's a 1-day tournament, I would still bring even just one extra pair because you never know if your teammate's going to lose something. You never know if you're going to spill something on them. It's always just nice to be prepared. So that's everything that's currently in my volleyball bag. I'm going to put a list up on the screen that's going to include everything that you should pack in your volleyball bag, everything that's going to be applicable to volleyball players for what they should bring to a tournament. Now let's go over everything that's in my coaching backpack. Alright, here's my coaching backpack, so I'm going to give you a run through of everything that is in here. Basically going to be the game day essentials that I need as a coach. First, we're going to do a little keychain tour because I think those are always fun to do. I don't have all my keychains because I definitely lost some when I took them off and I had to wash my backpack. These are the ones that I have on right now. This is a little keychain that my team made me, I think 2 years ago, and it says volleyball coach because it has a bunch of different words like caring, passionate, determined, loving, was really helpful, a bunch of other cute things that they wrote on here. That's just my little inspiration for me to keep doing what I'm doing. And this is just a bag tag from a previous tournament from last year. And this is another keychain that says, "Dear self, you are capable." So just little inspirational things that I like to have. Anyways, let's get into the actual important part of what's in my backpack. So in here I have a pencil case. Obviously I need this for writing down my lineup, or if we are reffing and I'm doing bookkeeping, just nice to have my own pencils on hand. And this binder is probably the most important thing that's in this backpack. It has all of my roster sponsors. It has all of my kids' like USAV membership IDs. It has my lineup sheet. So basically all of like the logistical things that I need to bring to a tournament. And I also have a first aid kit. This is just a generic first aid kit that I picked up at Target. It has band-aids, sterile pads, an instant ice pack, antibiotic ointment, just a bunch of like quick little first aid things that we might need. Any of like the bigger injuries, they usually have like an athletic trainer on staff. So this is just for like little emergencies. And for this tournament, I'm also bringing my personal iPad and my personal laptop because we are going to have a lot of downtime. So I want to like bring my work so that I can do work when I'm on the go. So if you're an athlete, I would also recommend bringing like your homework so that you can stay up with all of the school stuff you need to do while you're away at your tournaments. But we also have a club issued iPad and a club issued tripod that we use to film our games. I highly recommend using some sort of filming equipment for you to film your games so that you can watch it back and see what your team needs to improve on. Also bringing my portable iPad because we like to do stats on the iPad as well. The app that we use is called Solo Stats, and it is that one right there. It's a really good app to do like in-game stats. You don't want to take stats by hand. But if you're somebody that do wants to take stats by hand, then I would recommend having some stat sheets in your coaching binder as well. If you need a template for game stats, I have a bunch of resources listed in my coaching resources Google Drive. Check that out in the description. The things I have in here, I have my own hand sanitizer, as tournaments are icky and gross, and if you're going to like get food and you don't have time to like run to the bathroom, have some hand sanitizer on hand. I have some hand cream. Then I have my reffing whistle because at tournaments as coaches, we are the ones that have to do like the down refs and sometimes we have to do the up refs. I have my own reffing whistle so I don't have to borrow anybody's. I have my Advil. I have my own deodorant. I have extra hair ties and claw clips for myself and for the girls. And I have my coaching backpack gum. And then obviously I have like my wallet and my keys that I'll put in there as well. And then I always bring an extra jacket because you never know how cold venues are going to be. So I'd highly recommend having an extra jacket on hand. And that goes for players and parents as well. And then of course I have my own water bottle. And I'd also recommend bringing a portable charger as a coach. Exact same reasons that players should bring a portable charger. And I'll basically take some of the stuff that's in my volleyball bag and put it into my coaching backpack. So things like my AirPods, so things for my touch-up bag. And I'll usually bring my extra knee pads and put them in my coaching backpack just in case one of my players forgets theirs. So as a coach, I'd recommend bringing an extra pair of knee pads, an extra pair of socks, extra spandex, and an extra sports bra, again, just in case one of your athletes forgets theirs. All right, so that's everything that's in my coaching backpack and everything that you should put in your player bag. I need to pack up my suitcase for like my everyday items. I'll do that. I'm going to talk about what to expect at a club volleyball tournament, especially if this is your first year playing club. So I'm going to start with some of the easy stuff, which is going to be my makeup and my toiletries, and then I'll go into like my clothes and stuff. So if this is your first year of club, congratulations. I'm super excited for you. A little bit about how club volleyball tournaments are run. Now this is going to depend on if it's a one-day tournament or a multi-day tournament. The general format for a tournament is going to be pretty universal. But the first part of the tournament is going to be something called pool play. So depending on how many people are in the tournament, there's going to be X amount of pools with X amount of teams in each pool. So it's going to be around 3 to 4 teams per pool. Now what pool you are in is going to depend on the seeding that you have going into the tournament. And that's usually determined by past performances in previous tournaments or how the team did the season prior. So for creating pools, they usually do kind of like a scorpion style seeding. And I'm not the best at explaining it, so I'm going to put an image up on the screen that explains it a little bit better. But basically, if you have 5 pools, then seeds 1 through 5 are going to be the number 1 seed in each respective pool. And then from there, in pool 5, the second seed would be seed 6. So it would snake back around with 7, 8, 9, and 10. And go back down with 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and so on and so forth. That's typically how the first pools are created. Now, I'm bringing pretty much all of my makeup because we're going to be gone for 3 days, and I know we have like a team dinner that we're going out to. I just like to make myself look presentable when I'm coaching. But like I was saying, first part of the tournament is going to be pool play. And if it's a multi-day tournament like this one is, then they'll usually have 1 and day 2 be pool play, and then day 3 is bracket play. Now, if it's a one-day tournament, they will usually go from pool play right into bracket play. And your bracket play is going to be like the traditional kind of bracket where you have this team playing this team playing this team, winners move on. If it's single elimination, then if you lose, you're done. If it's double elimination, then if you lose, you'll play the losers of the other people in the other brackets. Basically, you just keep doing that until there's a winner. And a lot of tournaments will have like a gold bracket, a silver bracket, a bronze bracket. If you take first in gold, that basically means you won the entire thing. If you take first in silver, that basically means that you won the silver bracket. Can't forget my brushes. Almost did. Hard to pack and talk at the same time. Now, if you're going to be going for a multi-day tournament, whether you are a coach, a player, or a parent, just bring as much makeup as you think you need. Who am I to tell you how much makeup you should bring? Because I'm basically bringing all of mine. Now it is time to pack up our toiletries. Now, depending if you are driving or flying is going to determine if you can bring full-size products or if you have to bring travel products. The tournament is local, so I am driving, so I'm bringing all of my full-size stuff because I don't feel like transferring everything into travel-size bottles. But I do have like a pre-made travel bottle bag. It has like lotions, micellar water, and body wash. So I pretty much just bring this regardless of whether I'm driving or flying. So while I'm packing up the rest of my stuff, I wanted to talk a little bit about what to expect at a club volleyball tournament and also give some advice on all of the things to expect. So first thing is to expect pretty long days. With club volleyball tournaments, they often have a early start, or if you are playing in the PM wave, they often have a late finish. So you're gonna have long days with back-to-back matches. So just prepare yourself with meals and snacks. Make sure you're resting in between matches, and just make sure to plan ahead. Pack everything you need the night before to avoid stress in the morning. Next thing to expect is a very high energy environment and a very competitive atmosphere. The gym or convention center that you're in is going to be full of players and parents and coaches that are just very high energy, and matches can get pretty intense and emotions are going to run pretty high. So just really do your best to stay composed, focus on your team. You can't control what other teams do, but you can always control your effort and your attitude with your team. And just make sure you're being a good sport, whether you win or lose. Display good sportsmanship. It's going to reflect well on you and your team. Another thing to expect is your matches actually changing start times. The schedule often changes due to delays or things running early, so just be prepared to play earlier or later than expected. So just stay flexible and make sure you're staying close to your court, because again, you never know what time you're actually going to start, so just be prepared for that. Make sure to use your downtime wisely and keep your body warm so that you don't get too cold before you have to play again. Next one is to take your officiating duties seriously. If you do end up having to ref other people's games, just make sure you're paying attention, make sure you are being professional. The last thing you want to do is mess up another person's game because you're not paying attention when you're reffing, so make sure you are treating your reffing assignments with the same effort and intention that you would want other teams to use when they are officiating your games. Lastly is just make sure you're having fun. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. It happens. You're human, but don't focus so much on the wins and losses. Focus on having a good time with your team, because ultimately that is what matters. All right, so that is everything that I am packing with me for a 3-day volleyball tournament. Again, what's essential for one person is not necessarily going to be essential for another person. So just make sure you are packing everything that you need to be successful over your weekend. Some other things I'm going to get, since I'm going to be driving there, I'm going to pick up a couple of snacks I'm going to keep in my hotel room, along with like extra waters, extra body armors, things like that. Depending on the venue, some venues have good seating, some venues don't. So if they allow you to bring your own chairs, I would highly recommend bringing your own chair. If you're a parent that is filming for your child, then I would highly recommend bringing your own tripod and your own iPhone or iPad, just something to film on. And if you are a parent and you're trying to organize some snacks for the team, I'd highly recommend using something like Sign Up Genius, where every family signs up to bring one food item. And if the venue doesn't provide a table, then make sure to bring your own table as well. If you made it this far, make sure to like the video. Make sure to comment down below which part of the video was the most helpful for you. Also, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. Also, comment down below any club volleyball questions that you have, because I really want to film a club volleyball Q&A. So give me all your questions. Other than that, wish us luck this weekend and good luck to anybody else that is competing. Bye, guys.